Hey, what's up, everybody? JJ Wilson here. Not gonna make this audio clip too long. Just gonna talk about a particular anime series that I've watched, but I haven't watched before. I decided to check out since it's related to martial arts, and it's been a while since I actually seen an anime that's more geared towards the martial arts side of things, outside of your typical, Dragon Ball shows and everything like that, since that's becoming less about martial arts and more about power-ups. But that's a whole another subject in and of itself. But the series I'm talking about is called Baki the Grappler. Now, this series, from my understanding, it's been around for a while, but I'm just now checking out the newest season that came out, which has to deal with the convicts that came out. So this part of Baki is kind of centered towards 5 convicts that escaped out of jail from their various countries. There were 2 Americans, Dorian, the one with the beard, and a bald guy by the name of Spec. Now, Spec surprised me because by the time he got, well, he wasn't dead per se, but by the time he was taken down by one of the Yakuza guys on that series, it turns out the guy was like 97, which kind of shocked me. So this dude, as strong as he was 97 years old. You know, they kind of explained how he became what he was, but it was ridiculous. I mean, I'm impressed that a guy that old could fight that strong, Yeah, he was a bully too. Now Dorian was impressive. Now Dorian, it revealed to be what was called a Kaio, which was like a Chinese, a kung fu master or whatever. So the Kaios are going to be important later on in that series if they make another one, because that's where they stopped. They stopped in China, the series did. I'm gonna get to that in a second. And there was a Russian that broke out of jail. He's the third character, or the third antagonist. His name was Sikorsky. Hope I said that right. He was like this blonde guy. He was pretty good at, I guess his fighting style was Sambo or something like that. And he actually got stopped by, I think it was the dude with the bandana. I don't remember this episode very clear. It was during the end, and not only was he was losing to Baki's half brother Jack Hamna, who's like this giant of a, half white, half Japanese guy, but he also got stopped by this dude with the bandana who kept throwing sand in front of him like it was filled with sharp glass and teeth and stuff. So Swarovski was getting that work by the end of the series. He even fought a guy, Olivia. He fought Sergio Olivia too. He's basically a character that's inspired by a Cuban American bodybuilder, who goes by the same name. So yeah. And then the 4th guy to come out was a Chinese guy by the name of Doyle. I think he was a Kaio as well. The interesting thing about him, he fought with explosives. Like, he would use a lot of hidden neat little tricks in his fighting style. He would have sharp objects pointing out of his elbows and knees. He would try to fuck guys up that way. And he got stopped. Man, who stopped him? Let me think for a sec. Who stopped Doyle? I think it was like a combination of Retsu and it was one other guy. It was actually 2 guys that stopped him. One of the dudes actually blinded him. I think it was Retsu that blinded him, but I can't remember. But yeah, Doyle, he was okay. I wouldn't say he was the strongest, but he was okay. And the last one was a guy that does poison. His last name was Yanagi. And Baki had the most trouble with him. Like, this is the one, Baki encountered at least 3 of these guys, if not all of them. He encountered at least 3 of them. Now, the Russian dude kidnapped his girl for a brief moment, but Baki was able to rescue her. But then before that, he had to fight like Yanagi. The second time. The first time he encountered Yanagi, he actually did legit lose because he was about to get poisoned. But Yanagi didn't do it because he got interfered by one of the judo masters. He was like a Aikido expert or whatever. And so that's how Baki was able to escape with his life there. But the second time he fought him, he tried to, and he did save his girlfriend Kosei. But it came with a price. When Baki defeated Yanagi, he ended up getting poisoned by Yanagi's ability. Like Yanagi's ability, he uses gas, like poisonous gas, like from his breath and also from his hands. And so like, if you avoid it, then that's good. But if you can't avoid the gas, then you're gonna get poisoned. So Baki, despite getting hit, he wasn't able to avoid all of it. So he ended up getting sick because of it. So his body got really malnourished. And so eventually he had to go to like some mountain area to be saved or whatever, and take some herbs there. I forgot the man's name that he visited. Forgave me. So it's a lot of characters in Baki, so I can't possibly remember every single character that's in there. So eventually Retsu finds out where Baki is, the Chinese guy that's like one of his allies or whatever, and he transports him to China so he can be saved. And that's where this particular season ends. It's going to start with the grand tournament, like the Grand Kyle tournament or whatever. And what's interesting is his dad is in the tournament alongside Baki, so he found out where he was, and now he's going to fight him. And then there's another interesting character as well that's going to be like a rival to Baki, and he's inspired by Muhammad Ali, and he's simply called Muhammad Ali Jr., and he's the son of Muhammad Ali. And yeah, Muhammad Ali does actually have sons, but I don't think they truly followed in the footsteps of their father. And that was probably my favorite episode that kind of featured Muhammad Ali in depth, because he talked about his encounter with Baki's dad, Yujiro, and talked about how he was like the strongest guy he ever faced. And like when he tried to fight him out in the middle of the street, he had no way of connecting with him, you know. But Yujiro pointed out how this guy, he could have been a whole lot stronger than what he was had he not retired briefly from boxing, because he was banned from fighting just because he didn't want to serve in the Vietnam War. So they broke that episode down very well. I think it was episode 25. It was like the second to last episode of that whole series. That was really cool what they did with Ali there. But if you're not a big fan of the animation, I can kind of understand the Baki. It's kind of hard to look at some of them characters because they're so bulky and everything. Like all these guys got muscles on muscles. It's so weird. But other than the animation being quirky at times, I mean, the story is pretty good. I mean, it goes a whole lot of places, but there's no shortage of action. I'll definitely say that. So I did enjoy it. If you want to check out Baki, you can. I'm already 6 minutes into this audio clip, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Let me know what you think about the series if you saw it too, and I'll be out with a new video soon. Alright, take care.